Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to solve valid perfect square problem. So guys, before I begin, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel so that helps you to perform well and succeed in your interviews. So let's get started with the problem. So given a positive integer number, write a function which returns true if number is a perfect square, else false. And there is a note saying you should not use any built-in library function such as square root. So let's get into one of the examples. So if the input is 16, there is a perfect square for this which is 4 and the output is true. And in the example 2, you do not have a perfect square for the input number 14, so we return it as false. Now let us get into the approach. I am going to solve this problem in two ways. One way is using binary search. Now how the binary search works for this problem scenario, let's say you have given an example 9. Now you are going to create an array with from 1 to 9 and get the midpoint for this array. Now you are going to square the midpoint and check if the squared number of the midpoint is greater than the input. If yes, you are going to take the right side part of the array. Else, when you get to know that the input is less than the squared midpoint, you are going to take left part of the array, and you do this process repeatedly until your input value matches with the squared number of the midpoint. So that is the logic that we are going to build in our implementation part. Now let us understand the steps for this. So the step 1 would be to identify the midpoint for number 9. So the formula provided for midpoint is to left plus right minus left divided by 2. Now the left will be initialized by value 1 and the right will be the input number 9, and you are going to calculate the midpoint that which gives you as 5. Now you will calculate the square of the midpoint value 5 and check if it is greater than input number. Now in this case 25 is greater than 9, so we are going to decrement the midpoint and assign it to the right variable. So in that case you will be having the values 1 2 3 4, as when you get to know that the squared number of midpoint 5 is 25, there is no way that you will be able to identify the square root of value 9. So that's how we pick the left part of the array, and we repeatedly make the same process. Again we are going to identify the midpoint, and this time we get midpoint as value 2. Now we are going to again square the midpoint value and check with 9, and this time 4 is less than 9, so we are going to increment the midpoint and assign it to the right variable. So finally you will be having left as 3 and right as 4. Then you calculate the midpoint. This time you get the midpoint as 3. Now if you square the number 3, it will be equalized with the input number 9. Now when the condition gets satisfied, you are going to return it as true, else false. So that is the step number 3. If the square of the midpoint equals the input number, you are going to return true, else false. Let's get into the implementation logic that we have discussed till now. So initially we handle the boundary cases. If the number is less than 1, we return false. Else if the number is equal to 1, we return true. Then we are going to initialize the left and right variables, and we have a while loop which repeatedly processes and checks the midpoint. So here we calculate the midpoint as per the formula that we have discussed in the approach, and we square it up and check if the squared midpoint is less than the input number. If it is less, we are going to increment the midpoint, else we are going to decrement the midpoint. If the squared midpoint equals the input number, we directly return true. So this is the approach and implementation part, and this is one way of solving this problem. And the time complexity and space complexity for this problem using binary search is O of log n, as we logarithmically divide the array and try to solve it by taking half number of steps at each iteration, and we are using constant space for this. The second way to solve this problem is using Newton's method of approximation. So it is a mathematical approach that finds optimal answers gradually by approaching to the input number. So there is a bit of calculus involved here. So if you know the power rule from the calculus, the derivative of function of f of x square leads to 2x, and starting at x by 2 for the guess of square root of x, we can approach a better answer by having this particular division method until the r square is smaller or equal to x. Let's get into the code and check how this works. So initially you are going to assign the input number to a value r, and then we are going to make a square of this variable r and check if it is greater than the number. If it is greater than the number, then we are going to make this equation run multiple times until you find the r value is less, the squared r value is less than the number, or if it is equal to number. If it is less than the number, we return it as false, else we return it as true. So the time and space complexity for these Newton's methods of approximation would be, obviously the space complexity is of 1, but the time complexity is too hard to estimate. But my intuition is it can be between O of log n and O of 1, like it can be almost constant time, because we divide 2 every time, and initially it will be n by 2 times. As the r value shrinks towards the input number, it is going to take n by 2 plus steps to achieve the square root of the input number. So for example, provided here the input number 16, initially it takes n by 2 steps, which 16 divided by 2 as 8, but as it gets closer to the input square root, it is going to take a much more better way to approximate it. I hope you are able to understand both the ways to solve this problem, and if you are having any questions, please leave your comments in the below video. And if you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon for further notifications. And thanks for watching. See you next time.